When I came back home after 8 years in the army, I thought civilian life would be peaceful. No late-night missions, no IEDs, no rations, just a quiet cul-de-sac in suburban Georgia where my parents had moved while I was deployed. They'd downsized to a modest single-story home in a gated community run by the most dreaded acronym in American suburbia, the HOA. At first, I didn't mind. The grass was neatly trimmed, neighbors waved politely, and birds chirped as if hired by the real estate agent. I parked my black Toyota Tacoma in the visitor space closest to our house, proudly displaying my veteran parking permit on the dashboard. I earned it. I bled for it. It sat next to my Purple Heart ribbon that I hadn't had the heart to hang up inside yet. But as it turns out, my toughest battle wasn't overseas. It was with a woman named Karen Delacourt. The first time I saw her, she stormed across the street with the fury of a drill sergeant, holding a clipboard like a weapon. Tall, sharp-nosed, with that signature Karen hairstyle, she wore a frown, as if it were a part of the HOA-issued uniform. "Young man," she barked, "you can't park there. Those spots are for visitors." "I am a visitor," I said calmly, "staying with my parents for a few months. Then your parents should register your car with the HOA. And this," she pointed to the permit, "doesn't mean anything here. Anyone can print out a fake permit like that." My jaw clenched. "That's a government-issued veteran permit." She scoffed. "Please, you're what, 25? You're too young to have served." "I enlisted at 18, served 8 years, got back 3 weeks ago." "Don't lie to me," she snapped. "I know how these scams work. Either register your vehicle or move it. Final warning." Then she marched off, not giving me a chance to reply. Over the next few days, I noticed little things. My truck was keyed, twice. The small American flag I'd placed on the porch disappeared. A courtesy violation letter showed up, claiming my vehicle was unauthorized and cluttered the aesthetic of the community. I brushed it off. I'd faced worse, but then came the morning that changed everything. I was drinking coffee on the porch when I heard the unmistakable sound of plastic being ripped. I rushed out to the driveway. Karen was crouched at the front of my truck, her long red nails scratching at the veteran parking permit on my dashboard. "What the hell are you doing?" I yelled. "This is fraud," she screamed, holding the torn half of the permit. "You're impersonating a veteran." "I am a veteran." "Liar! My brother was a Marine. You don't look like one." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My blood boiled. "Lady, I served 2 tours in Afghanistan, watched friends die, and spent 6 months recovering from a roadside bomb. I earned that permit with my life." "Then prove it," she snapped, waving the torn permit. "Prove it, or I'm calling the cops." "Go ahead." She did. 20 minutes later, 2 sheriff's deputies pulled up. One of them, Deputy Morales, stepped out of the cruiser, recognized me instantly, and smiled. "Sergeant Carter?" he said. I nodded. "Yeah, didn't expect to see you here." "We served together in Kandahar," he told his partner. "Carter here was a squad leader, saved my ass more than once." Karen's jaw dropped. "This woman," I said, "tore up my parking permit, accused me of fraud, and called the cops on me." Deputy Morales turned to Karen. "Ma'am, did you damage a government-issued permit?" He was lying. He's not a real veteran." Morales frowned. "Ma'am, damaging government-issued documents and falsely accusing someone of impersonating military personnel is a serious matter." "I didn't mean to." "We're going to need you to come with us." Karen gasped. "What? No, this is my neighborhood. He's the one." Morales cut her off. "Ma'am, you're under arrest for destruction of government property and filing a false report." I watched, arms folded, as Karen was cuffed and led into the patrol car, shrieking the whole way. The story exploded. Neighbors watched from their windows. Some clapped, others filmed. Word spread through the HOA like wildfire. Apparently, Karen had a history of harassing residents, especially younger ones. She'd once reported a 30-year-old man for looking suspicious while walking his own dog, but nobody ever stood up to her, until now. The HOA board held an emergency meeting. Karen was suspended indefinitely pending investigation. I filed a formal complaint and requested a replacement permit from the DMV. They issued a new one, free of charge after hearing what happened, even added a note on file for future reference. In case this kind of harassment happened again, Karen's arrest made the local news. HOA member arrested after tearing up veteran's permit. 2 weeks later, I was invited to a special HOA meeting. My parents encouraged me to attend. Inside the community center, a dozen residents sat around folding tables. The air was thick with tension. At the front sat the board of directors and a scowling Karen, now demoted to resident status. The board president, an elderly woman named Judith, tapped the mic. "We're here to discuss the incident involving Mrs. Delacourt and Mr. Carter, our resident veteran." Karen immediately shot up. "He lied. He's faking it, just because he has friends on the force." "Sit down, Karen," Judith said, her voice like a whip. "We've reviewed Carter's military records and his permits. They're authentic. But enough. You've embarrassed this community, harassed a decorated soldier, and brought shame upon yourself." Karen folded her arms and sank back into her chair. Then Judith turned to me. "Mr. Carter, the board would like to formally apologize on behalf of the HOA." I stood, nodded. "Thank you. I just want to live peacefully. That's all." "You're welcome here as long as you like," then the kicker. "We also voted to install designated veteran parking-only signs across 3 locations in the community, starting with the spot where your truck is currently parked. If you'd be willing, we'd like you to help us draft the guidelines." Karen looked like she swallowed a lemon. Karen was fined $2,500 for vandalism and harassment. She tried to appeal, of course, claiming emotional distress, but her history of complaints worked against her. Her arrest record didn't help either. Over the next few months, she sold her home and moved out. Rumor has it, she tried pulling the same behavior at her new place and got banned from the community altogether. Meanwhile, I stayed with my parents for another year, enrolled in college with my GI Bill, and eventually bought a house a few blocks away, still inside the community. On my new front porch hangs an American flag. In the driveway, my truck sits beneath a sign that reads, "Veteran parking only, reserved for those who served." Sometimes, when neighbors pass by, they salute. 6 months later, I received a letter in the mail from the HOA. "Dear Mr. Carter, we would like to once again extend our sincerest apologies and gratitude. Your courage, both in service and here at home, has brought positive change to this community. Thanks to you, we have adopted a new policy that recognizes and protects veterans from discrimination or harassment. Enclosed is a gift card and a copy of our updated guidelines. Welcome home. Sincerely, Judith Conway, HOA President." I smiled. For once, an HOA did the right thing. And Karen? Well, I heard she tried to call the police on a mailman for suspicious behavior in her new neighborhood. Some people never learn.